you're looking for or looking at. How you guys doing? You care to share what you love about New Canaan with Discover Connecticut?
That's what we're doing.
The community. That's a beautiful thing. That's why we all love it, right? Thank you for stopping. Community, we got a comment.
Got a comment.
Something. All right, guys, I got to wrap this up. Got to get going. I will see you on the very next episode. Until then, make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications, all that good stuff. Discover Connecticut on YouTube. Anyway, got to go now. See you guys tomorrow. That's literally the wrap.
That's it right there. That's it, my friends. We're in the process, editing.
I feel like you need to go alone and don't, because I don't think you have the leverage you think you do when...
Yeah, we're in the process here, my friends. I'm here editing newest episode, Discover New Canaan. And again, not really sure if people appreciate this series that I'm doing now, but I surely do. It is how I hope to gain new buyers and sellers in this real estate market 2025. It's extremely difficult in this part of the country to find listings right now. I thrive on having listings, and if I can't get listings, it's a problem. So Discover Connecticut, the aim on this is to provide value by showing off the locations, providing market information, and getting people to hopefully enjoy me, presenting this, creating these pieces, and then want to use me when they buy and sell real estate. So that's my hope. Bradley, how are you, my friend? Glad to see that I have the chat on the bottom of the screen. I got that worked out just last night. Anyhow, I am going to finish this up. It looks like we're still at about 9.5 minutes. I gotta get this thing much shorter. I wanted it about 4.5. It's not going to be possible because I had an interview and one guy stopped and gave me about 3-4 minutes. I tried to cut his down a little bit, and even that's like too long. So, yeah, we're at 9 minutes and 30. Oh shoot, we're at right at 10 minutes. It's 9:59:14. So a 10-minute episode. I don't know if that's going to play. I think they're better off at 4. So maybe I have to cut this up into 2 episodes or something, part 1 and part 2. I haven't done any of that yet, but I feel like with all of my episodes, nobody watches them all the way through, like by the numbers as far as when I look at the analytics. But they will watch sometimes 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. So maybe what I should do is start making all content 3 to 4 minutes, and then if it's longer, I just cut it into segments. Let's see if that's how this works out. I may have to do a lead-in and then do a part 2. Actually, maybe I could do the part 2 right when Edward comes on. He's about 4 minutes in. Or maybe I could be right in the middle of his chat with me. He's a nice guy.
The shops are kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah. And I go live and ask people if they can share what they love about the towns, or if
this is a guy who
YouTube and for all the other social media platforms.
This guy played along. You gotta give him respect. All right, there we go. Trying to see if I could zoom in on this. Let's see how that looks.
Well, I'm live on TikTok, but I film this for YouTube and for all the other social media platforms. And I go live and ask people if they can share.
I gotta move that. See, this is the painstaking detail stuff when you go in and you're editing down pieces and trying to make it appear the way you want it to, the visual you have. And for me, I'm a visual type of guy, in audio and visual, like I see things and then I'm trying to see if I can recreate those things. So that's what's been happening with the show and trying to get new characters on and incorporate the world around me. I feel like that's better. People don't want to just see me. They want to see what's happening around me in a way. That's what I think that's leaning into these interviews or asking people what they love about wherever the freaking heck I am is a cool way, I think, to connect with more people. And I ran out of business cards. I think I have 2 business cards left. I got to get more business cards so I can just hand them out like water. Just pouring water out of business cards everywhere I go. Hey, you want to come on Discover Connecticut? Here's my business card. I'm a realtor. When you need to buy or sell, make sure you give me a ring. So yeah, we're in the process here.
And I go live and ask people if they can share what they love about the towns, or if you're not from New Canaan, but if you are, I grew up here as well. I could talk about it forever, but it's people want to hear from other people. You know, so if you had 2 seconds, I'd love you to come on, but if not, I appreciate it.
All right, I'll have 2 seconds.
All right, come on over here. Awesome. Here, right over here real quick. What was your name?
Edward.
Edward? The camera's...
Oh, I just said.
Yeah. I like to keep the clock in the background because
sure.
time is ticking.
It's true. Time is a ticking. All right, let's move this guy over because he's finally in the picture. But that whole time I'm talking, it's just me on screen because he's still I'm trying to coerce him into a conversation.
Edward Mark Pyers, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How long have
All right, so we got this
you
going.
been in New Canaan?
So we have.
All right, so this we're in the process of getting cleaned up. It's looking pretty good. Let's see. I may have been able to cut a couple seconds out of that when we're kind of meeting, but because we're right at 9:59. I don't think I can cut 4 minutes off of this thing, so it's going to have to be a 2-parter. I think that's what's going to have to happen. Bradley, how are you? I can't freaking see the screen, even with my dumb glasses on. Ivy, how are you? See, it's Ivy, and I see Bradley Smith. You guys are awesome. So anyway, guys, I do want to say thank you for your continued support here. And again, not a traditional show here. I'm in the process. I got to get to sleep, and you know, I got to get this this piece of content done for tomorrow. I also need to find a different time to go live for the show, because going at the end of the day when I need to be sleeping is not ideal. I have to figure that out. I can't really figure it out. I think this show is really, it would thrive better for me to just be doing it occasionally when I have time, because I don't have time right now. Like, my focus is currently find business, find buyers, find sellers, create more content about this area because I need buyers and sellers. I'm going to a very scary time in America for the Northeast United States of America. There are literally single digits of properties in certain towns. And as somebody who needs to get property, to sell property, to support my family, I can't be here making comedy and really even sitting here and writing, playing music every night. I don't live that luxurious life. I work my ass off every single day. And now what I have to do, because I can't make any money for this show, I can't make any money for my talent, it's to make content about my thing that does make me money, which is real estate. It will always be real estate, so I have to make content about real estate. And so I'm doing it because I do enjoy being on camera and creating. Everything you see is created live. I don't have a script for anything. I know how many houses are sold and what's pending. That's it. Every single thing else that you're seeing and hearing is just how I feel in the moment and what I'm inspired to say. And again, it's all subjective. I don't have experience, didn't go to school to edit and to learn how to create video or to do any of these things. It's just something I like to do, and I'm hopefully I'm getting better at it. That's the thing I keep hoping, is hopefully every video just gets better with something new that I incorporate into it. And you know, that's the best I can say, I guess. Outside of that, I appreciate you guys, and if for some reason you're ever looking for a piece of content or some music, it's a tough balance, Mark. You're handling it a lot right now. Take your time and do what you have to do. Thank you, Ivy. I appreciate that. And that is literally what has to happen right now, is I've got to do what I have to do to keep this ball rolling, keep business coming in. And and so I've been doing this for 17 years, okay? Yes. Oh, thank you, Ivy. Ivy says I'm in college right now for business, and I've lived in New Canaan for 5 years. You're a big inspiration for me and others. That means a lot, Ivy. Thank you so much. Well, you know what? Perhaps I can get some ideas and some advice from you, Ivy. That's the thing I think I need to maybe go back to school for, and to focus and maybe even just sit on for 30 hours and watch YouTube videos. But I need a better understanding of how to run a business, run this as a business. And that's perhaps why it's never been anything, is because it's just a guy showing up to create every day and trying to inspire everybody. But in order for anything to be successful, it has to be run like a business. And I don't know how to do that. I give everything away for free. I write music for people for free. I'll play songs for people by request for free. Everybody else has turned it into a business in some way. I just don't understand how to do that, because I'm not built that way and I didn't go to school for that. So I'll be the first to say I can use advice whenever I can get it from somebody who knows more than me, So if you have any advice, anybody has any advice, say, I learned something in school and I think it could benefit you for what you do here with creatively. I learned something about creative talent and how you can take that and how you could build it into a business. Definitely, please. I still keep expecting and hoping somebody who's business minded and is either has connections or something says, geez, this is a pretty much slam dunk. He's got all the content already, and I know the right people, and I understand how to build his brand into something, that can generate income, manage what I do, whatever it is. That's eventually what I need. I need a manager. I need a talent agent. I don't have any of that stuff, guys. So I show up here every day and I've never gotten through the wall. So I don't think that's why I've never heard from any of these people. I never hear from talent managers, from talent agents, from anybody, people who need talent in order to create commercials or anything. I don't hear from any of those people, and I'd love to create for those people. I'd love to get calls for venues that say, hey, I want you to play music at my concert venue, and we'll pay you to come and play music. Mark, I used to get paid to play music, but can you believe that? But I haven't gone out. I've been sitting in front of the screen for years. So what I'd like to do is get a talent manager to start booking me venues in Connecticut, in Westchester, New York, in Lower Rhode Island, Massachusetts, even up to Boston, and just book me anytime you see. I'll give you my Calendly. You see when it's open, you get a paying gig. I don't know if it's 15%. There's 10 or 15%. I think I'm happy with 15%. If you're happy with 15%, book that freaking gig. One-man band, live songwriting. I don't think there's anything else on earth like the Mark Pyers music experience, with that beat seat underneath me and the guitar synthesizer and writing songs live in the moment. All of that together is one of a kind. I know the beat seat having to be, because I'm the only guy on earth who's playing it like I'm playing it. There's a few people that have it, but no one's playing it like I play it. No one's exploring it like I do. And I think that would be a cool thing for people to see in person and not on camera here to 6 people or 8 people. It's got to be to 50 people, to 100 people, to, dare I say, 1,000 people, seeing this thing in action. And I think in person, what would be nice is to see some faces, to see how people respond to what I'm playing, what I'm singing. Is my voice good? Is my guitar playing good? I don't know. No idea. It's a guy in a room for 6+ years without really getting to the world. I'm thankful that Ivy found the show, and Ivy, just so you know, everybody else that's here found the show because somebody else told them about this show. But this show is literally, not even jokingly, it's ghost banned, and there's nothing I can do to unghost ban my show. And every source I've looked at says the only way is that the people who like your show have to make it happen. If enough of them start sharing your show and sharing the links to your show, you may not be able to share it. And that's what they said to me. If I share it, it's not going to go anywhere. But if you guys share and you work it around, you clip out my pieces and you share it with people and say, guys, go subscribe here. That's the only way. That's the only way Grok says it will work. I'm considering starting a new channel and getting rid of my name and going in as Mark Gregory, because that's my middle name, and try to just head fake, the dickheads that hate me out there and don't want me to connect with the world, and see if that somehow will get my songs or anything to be seen. And so I can generate $1. How about $1 from my efforts? I don't know. I've tried everything. I've done everything. Nothing else that could be done. So I'm left with one conclusion: create content about what you do make money for. It kind of makes perfect sense, I've tried to make content about everything else. It's never gotten anywhere. And nothing gets views, nothing gets comments, nothing gets likes. So the only thing, and I'm not getting that for this either yet, but it's the only thing that makes me money. So we're just kind of circling back to that, So this guitar, all these instruments here that I can play, and I think pretty well, they don't seem to resonate with the people, and they're not allowed to, I guess, because I do think there's enough, even if I'm not likable, even if my content isn't good or funny, I think that there's enough music there that I had to have at least written a couple good songs, So we'll see. It's a weird thing when you're in the moment and you don't have any answers, and you feel like you've explored every single door, and the only door left is the one that closes, like that's it. And it doesn't mean that the door doesn't reopen. It just doesn't open up every fucking day. It just doesn't do that anymore. Well, that's the other rub that I have to try to get through. My phone's about to die, by the way. I can't hire anybody. That's why I'm in the position I'm in. I work my tail off trying to sell real estate, because everything else I've done here doesn't make me any money in order for me to put towards this. So I need to somehow figure out a way to do it myself and start booking venues and start playing and making money for my music at bars. Or fucking hate bars, but start playing again, and at least get the appreciation of a few people in the audience who hear a song, and then I get a response out of them. I'll probably film it all, probably go live for it anyway, but it's what has to happen. 1%, guys, the phone's about to die, so I'm going to wrap this. I got to get back to work here. Yeah, Pamela, you have no idea. Nobody understands, really. Nobody understands. And in all actuality, I never should have done a streak. I never, ever should have done a streak. I should have stopped when my brother said, nobody wants to see you every day. You can't go every day, He was right, and it's 2,300 days tomorrow in a row of him being right. And I think that's what pisses me off most, is my own actions of creating whatever piece of content or pieces of content it was that pissed off the people in charge, that they guaranteed my fate, or I guaranteed my fate, which was my brother will always be right. That no one wants to see you every day, Mark. You gotta do it once a week, do it once a month. Like, that was what he said. He goes, do it once a week. That's the shows that are successful. And he's not wrong. It's clear, because I'm the only guy on earth who's tried this and it's gotten nowhere. But it has connected me to 12 to 15 awesome people. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. But to Pamela's point, when you put out this much, you've got 3 kids, you have a wife, and you've taken all of that last 6 years away from time you could spend with them, and you didn't make a penny for it. it's a different thing than frustrating, and nobody will understand that ever. So I think what blew my mind is when my son did the math on this show, and it wasn't even figuring in the piece of content a day I dropped as well as went live. And his calculation, because he's like a freaking math genius, was that I've spent 13% of my life the last 6 years on a show that I don't make anything for. 13% of my life force energy, 13% of my entire existence over the last 6 years has been spent on air. And that is something I'm not feeling good about, even though I believe I created some great content. You know, I did it all for, not just for I didn't just do it for free. I did it at a debt to my soul. Like, I really, because there's my wife goes to bed early, but there's 1,000 times where she wasn't asleep, and I'm in here, I'm in the freaking basement, or I'm here doing the show and thinking to myself, or just hoping, maybe today's the day that 1,000 people show up. Maybe today's the day that people know I'm live. And it freaking never, ever happened. So that sucks. Yeah. Hey, doctor, good to see you. I think in general, the political stuff when I was doing the comedy I thought it would be funny, and it was. I think there was some funny stuff there, but it wasn't received well by the people who run these platforms. They saw me as a threat, and they saw me as a problem, and they put me in a place that I can't figure out how to get out of, even X, that now Elon Musk owns, I am ghost banned on X, confirmed by AI. Like, what? Elon, what the freaking hell? Nothing I post gets seen on X. Nothing I post on any platform. This is an interesting one. Discover Connecticut is a new channel. But when I went into the account settings of Discover Connecticut, it was attached to Mark Pyers. Isn't it interesting that I am subscribed to the Discover Connecticut channel on the Mark Pyers channel? But when I go to my subscriptions, while my Discover Connecticut channel is playing and premiering a piece of content live, and I go to subscriptions and click it 50 times, Discover Connecticut doesn't come up. I see anything and everything else, but not one. I scrolled for 3 minutes and didn't see one thing from Discover Connecticut, and I had something premiering. I had to type it into the bar. So thank you again, YouTube. They've attached my Discover Connecticut channel to me here, ghost ban that one as well, to the point that the creator of Discover Connecticut doesn't even get notifications or see Discover Connecticut in his subscription feed. So I don't know what else I could do besides abandon Mark Pyers, all accounts, and somehow get a new location. You know how that works. And then I'm somebody else. Oh, awesome, Joey. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks, bud. And if you have a chance to, first of all, I'm sitting here and it's like horrible quality. I got to finish up this piece here, but I would say that I'm doing the real estate stuff. I'm trying to make it as cool as possible, and I'm trying to fill it to the brim with advice and optimism, even though it's not an optimistic time when you can't find new clients. Like, that's not an optimistic time. That's pretty scary stuff. And so I'm reaching out to anybody and everybody because I've lost track with so many people over the years, moving firm to firm, moving out of town, all those things. I've tried, this is another, it goes back to what Grok said. It's going to have to be you, Bradley, or Pamela, or Trish, or S-Coop that reaches out to someone like a Joe Rogan and says, do you know there's a guy who's been live for 2,300 days in a row and he's about to stop because you guys have destroyed his soul? You guys are freaking making him jaded to this idea of having a successful experience online. 2,300 days in a row, no one's ever done this before, and the dude's, he's had enough. I talk to him. Have a conversation with him, Joe. Why don't you help out? Because everything he posts is stopped from being seen. Proven by X, proven by Grok. That even Elon Musk keeps his content from people because Elon Musk has no idea that his channel's been ghost banned years ago. And so Grok said that you can't do it. You'll never get out of it. It's going to be people on the outside are the only people who are going to be able to get it to other people because they're not ghost banned. So I've sent messages to Joe Rogan before. Joe Rogan's not going to listen to a guy who says, hey, I've been live for 2,300. They don't want to hear from the guy. Nobody wants to hear from the guy. It's like it's two different feelings when I call someone and say, hey, I'm the host of the longest running daily show on earth. Yeah, I know you never heard of it. Or, my name's John Smith. I'm calling to share some information about this artist who's been live for over 2,000 days in a row. And he's quite literally been held from the world. And the amount of content, the music, and positivity it's brought to the people that have shown up, this is a crime. This is a crime. And isn't that a story? Don't you have any interest? Aren't there streamers out there that would want to interview me? No one ever asks to interview me. You do this streak and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to ask me about it. Nobody wants to have a song created live or just chat about anything. Ask for impressions. Clearly not, but it would be nice. It would be nice. Oh, you're awesome. You rock. Saying thank you so much, Ivy. Yeah, I like Josh Hawley. He's a good guy. Yeah, Dr. Joey, I would do it. Oh, man, I would do it. I would love to get up there and share my experience, my 6+ year experience of being freaking railroaded out of a possibility of having a career in this, in anything that has to do with music or anything. I know everybody's always like, oh, the world's against me, but like I can't get my mind to think of anything different when the consistency and I think the quality of some, maybe not all, but some of the content is worthy of views. It's worthy of a following. And then to be consistent, like there's no way to rhyme. There's no rhyme or reason. Plus X telling me I'm literally ghost banned is like, that was the rap for me. Dr. Joey, you rock. Appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Soviet Union. Yeah. Oh, goodness. So, guys, I'm going to finish this up and get to sleep. It's 12:15 right now. I am very tired, so I'm rambling here. But hope you guys can at least understand as you kind of said, frustration, but more soul-filled rage for the people that have kept me from. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times I have my eyes closed and I played something beautiful, And then I open my eyes thinking that song could change the world. And I open my eyes and see 4 with 17,200 subscribers. And then it's just like, you gotta be kidding me. And that's when it gets me to believe I'm really in the Truman Show and there's another world that is, there's cameras everywhere we don't know, we can't see. They're just kind of like the air is camera. And like the air can see, and then like these people in some other dimension or some other, you know, on some other planet are watching Earth. It's a show. It's a show. People just watch all of our lives and it's like their entertainment. And there are people that have experienced my music there, that have appreciated my music there, because I can't imagine the creator would give me that much music to share with 0, to share with 4, to share with 12. And guys, I hope you never are offended by this. This is a guy speaking from frustration where I've lost a ton of business in real estate because I focused on creating comedies and doing shit where people were like, that's fucking childish. And you know what? I did it because it should have been good enough to get me somewhere in order to do it more, like SNL type stuff. It didn't. So I lost out on a ton of business during COVID because I was here talking about the shit I was talking about. I was doing the political stuff, doing comedy, and I'm in a blue state. And so over half the state's like, I freaking hate this guy. And it's like, dude, I'm just trying to make people laugh, but you can't make people laugh about politics. Half the country's going to hate it. I should have realized that and not done it at all. And maybe we'd be somewhere else completely, but that was my misstep. And now I'm here 6 years later, demonetized on YouTube, considered harmful by them, if you can believe that. And after 3 appeals, I'm still considered harmful. And my next step is to start erasing full playlists on the YouTube channel. And lean and mean. I got 6,000 pieces of content, 60 pieces of content. Maybe it'd be 400 because you have the music. Keep the music. I have to erase some of the music, like Crimes Against Humanity, Masked Up. These songs are awesome, but a bunch of dickheads in a room have decided that I'm a problem. So that's, I think, my only possible, I mean, honestly, guys, you're right. Me erasing my content, me trying to backtrack in order to play and kowtow to their freaking tyrannical judgment on anybody and everybody who has an opinion and who's passionate, it is it's the wrong way to do it. It should be some massive creator shines a light on this channel. That should be it. That's some huge, like Candace Owens is like, do you know there's a guy who's been live for 2,300 days in a row, an hour plus every day, writing music, invented the first drum in the world for guitar players, that's also powerfully, a connection for people with autism, and he's there every day during all this insanity we're living with. And do you know that only 6 people show up when he's live every day, and he still keeps going? This is crazy. I got to speak to this guy. Where the fucking hell are those people who are like, I gotta talk to this insane guy who's gone live for 2,300 days in a row and no one shows up to see him and he keeps going back? I gotta talk to that guy because he's fucking nuts. Let's have a chat. Oh, goodness. Ron, how are you, my friend? Save my content before they pull it off YouTube. Yeah. Oh, goodness. I'm happy to call anybody and everybody. I don't think I'll get through to anybody. Nobody wants to talk to me. I think people want to hear about my plight, not me talk about my plight. But it's going to be something like, and again, it hasn't happened, but it's going to be someone who calls me to be on my podcast or to be on their podcast. And while they're talking, we talk about this, and then that piece goes viral for some reason. And then all of a sudden people know about the show. And that's the only thing, or it's the end, and they win, and I've tried my best to keep that from happening, but I'm about there, guys. I'm totally out of steam here. I got a family that freaking that hates this show. They hate this show because they're like, you're wasting your life. You don't make a penny for this. You can't do things that you don't make money for. That's what I hear consistently. You can't do things you don't make money for. I mean, you don't have that luxury. You're not some rich trust fund guy where you're like, well, I'm going to go play music every day. And I've been doing it, trying to see if I can get something to get me on the map to make a freaking penny. And so I could tell them, no, you're wrong. I could tell my brother, no, you're wrong. I'm making money for this. My talent is valuable to the world. But, you know, again, it's starting to get louder, guys. It's starting to get louder. All of it is starting to get louder. And I'm just starting to realize how I'm a fucking laughing stock, you know, to like the people in the area here. May not be to my awesome group of people that shows up here still, and I love you guys for that, by the way. But here, where I live, and people that know me, they probably laugh their ass off at me. They're like, this dude's live still? Nobody freaking cares. He's still live? I'm like, what? He's at 1 a.m. He's playing to 6 people. What a loser, you know? That's just the reality of it, guys. When something never takes off and you keep doing it, it's just like, buddy, what the hell? And they're all doing it. They're like, buddy, really? You podcast? You got a show? Like, yeah, Mark has a show. I've never seen it. How is it? We don't know. We can't even find it. But that's why, you know, I got this guy, Richie, and he was like, dude, you got to stop. You got to stop. This is freaking mental. And I was like, I know. And he says, no, seriously, you got to stop. Because this is like, you can't do this. You can't go on and play and not get somewhere. You got to either do it and get somewhere or you just stop. And I was like, yeah, but he said, no, I don't want to hear it anymore. You've tried for 6 years. You got to stop. And I'm like, yeah, but Richie, but he's like, you stop. He goes, maybe you stop and then you go back after a few months and see if anything changes. He goes, but clearly what you're doing isn't working. Clearly there's a hole you're in and you're just digging yourself deeper. You're not getting yourself any closer to the light. And anytime someone says this, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I know. So, let's see. I hope Ivy or with her message, maybe somebody will actually take a note and consider reaching out before this has to stop. Because we're about there, guys. 2,300 days was kind of my cutoff. I was like, I just want to get to there. So I say I did it, you know. It's not even something that you can calculate. I think Guinness, I reached out to them 3 years ago, and I was like, hey, I've been live for 1,200 days in a row. Isn't that a record? And they're like, we can't even calculate how you can, you know, because you were live, and then you're live some days into it the next day, and then some days, so like they can't even figure out how, if I was. And I'm like, I was. I mean, I've been here every day. You could go from platform to platform and find all these shows where I was live every day since December 31st, 2018. It's all there. But they're not going to do that work. And so it's like, this may never be recognized as an actual streak, even though it was. And I busted my tail to get on sometimes, like even tonight, but like sometimes at like 11:59 and 50 seconds, I'm on the air. And, you know, it's just, I did it, you know, and so at least I accomplished 2,300, which is tomorrow. And we'll see after that. But the last thing I want to do, guys, is beat a dead freaking horse. And I've been doing that for 6 years. And it's not like I'm doing it with like the same thing every day. It's not. It's been different every single day. Every single show has been different since I started. And yeah, sometimes I'll play back pieces for you guys, but like every show is different. There's no script. We write songs, we hang out, we chat, we laugh. That's it. It's, you know, to me, it was like a breakaway from everything that's wrong with the world. And so we did it. It was something special. For me, it's like I said, it's hard for me to feel good about it. It's hard for me to feel good about it because there's been a lot put in. And when you put that much into something, it's not for recognition. You just want people to be able to experience what you made. You want at least as much of the world as possible to hear that song, to sit on a beat seat, to get a laugh, you know? And so when you do it and then it's like crickets, that's hard. That's just really hard, guys. It's really hard. Yes. Have you spoken at Fairfield U? I did that, yes. I did a speech at Fairfield U for this group of high school kids that goes there on the weekends in order to try to find better opportunities. And so I gave like a crazy 28-minute motivational speech. It's actually on the YouTube channel. And that was so cool. And it's funny, the guy, the teacher, the professor said, "How much time do you spend nurturing your motivational speaking business?" And I was like, "None. I don't even know how to," guys, again, I have no idea how to run a business like that. Or like, now I'm a motivational speaker. Let me get me gigs for that. Like, I can do it very well. You just need to put me in front of people and then I just go. But I don't know how to get the paid gig to stand in front of people. Like, I just, I need assistance. I need somebody who does that already. And they're like, "I get you 5 gigs by the end of the month." Like that's where I'm lacking. I'm trying to sell real estate, create content for real estate, but I also want to be booked to go and do things at night and so I can make money here while I make money here. That's the only way. I think my kid's going to school in 2 years. For 3 years, 2.5 years, he can be in college. That's crazy. Send me his info, Bradley. I don't know how to find any of those. I don't know. I mean, if you guys send me someone, I'm happy to call, Yeah. Yeah, I know well, it has, Trish. It's not that I feel it. It totally has failed. I mean, it's like, it's just the reality of it. It's like 6 years plus. So we've gotten to 17,200 subscribers, but I'm live every day during that entire time, and we can't get more than 20 people in the chat. We've never gotten more than 20 people in the chat, but 17,200 people are subscribed to the channel. Like, there's just nothing that makes sense about this show at all. Like what? I see people who started 3 years, 4 years after me that have 1,000 people in the chat, 700 people. Tommy has 1,000, 700. I went in there once. I was like, there's 1,300 people in the chat. And then I'm listening and I'm like, no offense, guys. This fucking show rocks. He could get 1,000 people in his chat. I can't get more than 20. I can't get more than 15 people into my chat. And I've been here for 6 years daily. Do you know how much that boils me up to see that everybody else gets a crowd but me? This is insane. So I'm done with the negativity. I got to get back to the positivity. This show is clearly not that. The show is, every time I come on, I do my best with it. But everything else outside of this time I'm on the air is it's all negativity at me. And it's like, oh, fine, okay, I'll just, all right. So that's it. I mean, there's not much else I could say. A Josh Hawley or a Joe Rogan would be the only one who can somehow salvage what's left here. But besides that, it's been a ridiculous thing. It's luck, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that was the other thing I think that may have gotten me in trouble, is every day I was talking about what was going on in the world. And I was just telling you my own unabashed opinions on how I believed things were being run and who's in charge. And all these things are what, if you didn't have a following and you were talking like that, they just wiped you off the map. You needed a following to talk like that. And then some of those people lost their channels completely. So, I mean, there's no positives to talking about how you feel. Unfortunately, in this day and age, this is very much like, I don't like to say commie, but it's straight up commie, that you can't say certain things because if you do, they'll take your channel down or they'll limit you from being seen. But that's kind of where we are, Let me see. Ron had a comment. I can't zoom. It's not letting me move here. I don't know what the hell to do. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think you're right, and especially once they there was that they swiped like a couple hundred channels off 2019, like I want to say July of 2019, right before the November, and I was fortunate enough to have mine take it down, so that's good. Yeah, I'll take a look after the stream. Thanks, Ivy. I appreciate that. Goodness. Ronnie boy, appreciate you. So yeah, guys, sorry to let that frustration be seen. I try my best to not, and I try to just play and at least the one thing I can say is when I play music, when I'm in the middle of just being me on the show, it's one of the times where I don't think about the fact that I'm treated the way I'm treated by the platforms. It's because I'm in my element, and so that's when I feel like my best. That's when I'm, expressing myself fully in the middle of a jam or something like that. To me, it's transcendent, and it helps me deal with the reality of this, and that's why it's like I need to do that in order to keep the anxiety away from this reality, and so I'll keep doing what I can in order to stay above it. And like I said, right after I stop talking about this and shut the stream off, I'm going back to edit this episode of New Canaans. I interviewed a guy, asked a bunch of people to talk. They all freaking shot me down. That was funny. There's a lot of funny there. And, I'm incorporating my music into the Discover Connecticut episodes, so that's kind of cool. And I hope I can get a buyer or seller out of it. That's my goal, is to just get new clients. I will tell you, I went in on an appointment a few days ago, and I told the gentleman, you were on the market for a year and you couldn't sell. And they said they had 2 showings the whole year. I was like, that's pathetic. It's like a commercial space, so it's a little different than normal. And so I had like 3 awesome ideas right off the bat. I'm like, you have an office here and it's in town. And this town, it takes about 10 minutes from here to get to anywhere in town. You can go to the furthest part of town in 10 minutes. And he's like, yeah. And I said, so I want to shoot a video with my camera where I'm there and I'm working and the phone rings. And I pick it up and it's my wife, and she says, dinner's going to be ready in 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, sweetie, I'll be right there. I said, and that's the piece. I said that you could work and be 10 minutes from home at any time. That's the piece. And he's like, there's like a UPS downstairs. And I go, I got another where I'm going to shoot the video and I'm doing a deal with someone. And they're like, we got to sell, we got to get this product. If you can't get it to us, by tomorrow, we're going to cancel and we're going to go buy it from your competitor. And I was like, okay, well, UPS closes at 4. And then he kind of a flash shot of this clock. This is 3:57. And I'm like, just, all right. Just walk down the stairs, walk into UPS. It's 3:58. Drop it on the counter, shake the guy's hand. And that's the piece of content. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, my friend. Absolutely. I'll do my best. Gosh, I've been on for 49 minutes. Guys, I was trying to get on and see if I can get back to editing and get some sleep. And then I went into some stupid rant about my feelings. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. thank you for dealing with those every once in a while. I can guarantee you one thing. Like, if we had people, like, if we had 100 people in the chat, 20, 30, 40 people in the chat, you would never, ever hear me be negative. I'd be like, we have 30 people here. Like, can we get 30, 50, 100 people here? Like, that, you guys would see me on top of a freaking cloud if we can get people, a lot of people in the chat while I'm playing music. Like, to me, that's my... I imagine a world where there's 1 million people jamming out to something we're writing live in the moment across the world in one moment. And it's like, oh, we got 4. And so that kills me. It freaking kills me, man, because I don't think I'm a bad musician. I don't know if I'm good, but I don't think I'm bad. And so that's weird. Like, every night I'm playing music, and there's no music lovers that are here, like large amounts. There's tons of people that go out to concerts and they go online to look at music, but no one's here when we're writing songs. And is my music that bad? Man, I'm like, I know it's not. I know it's not. I know it's good, but it's like, that's just a weird disconnect for me. So that's why, like I said, I'm in a weird mental state. I'm trying my best to cope with it and just deal with it. But I do think it's got to be an exterior source that's going to break this curse, so to speak, or it's just not going to be broken, and it's going to be like, hey, remember that show? It was pretty cool. And that sucks, but I don't know what other plays I've got left here, you know? So I'm going to do my best to, if there's any contact you guys want me to make, I'll call people. I don't think people want to hear from the guy, but I'll try. I do think doubling down and you guys calling as well, and they're like, wait a second, I got another call from someone asking about this guy Mark Pyers. Like, I do think that's a thing. If I call Josh Hawley, like, okay, I don't know who the hell's this guy, but if 10 people call Josh Hawley about Mark Pyers and how he's been suppressed for 2,300 days in a row, maybe Josh Hawley would be like, wait a second, we got 10 calls about this guy. So if you guys want to really try this, we all got to do it. And I'll call tomorrow, but we all got to call. And we all got to leave a message. We all got to say what we want to say about it. And you say how you feel. And you just say it to Josh Hawley, you say it to Joe Rogan, you do whatever. And if enough people do it, maybe this actually will be something. But I can guarantee it, because I've done it many times, guys. I've sent messages to people. I've sent Joe Rogan 4 messages since I started the show. Not one of them gets returned. If 10 people sent Joe Rogan a message about a guy named Mark Pyers who's been here, kept from the world for 2,300 days in a row, put out 209 songs, invented the only drum in the world for guitarists and autistic people, then maybe he would, his guy, someone who whatever does the bookings there, would move it to the front of the pack. But doing it solo, like I've been doing for 6 years, we get the same result every time. So I'll try. Send me whatever contact info you want. But if you guys want to do this right, we do it in Telegram and we get everybody to call. And we all call at the same time. That's would even be better. We all, wait a second, I got 10 calls in the last hour on this about this guy. Now I got 1 call 3 weeks ago about this guy. No, 10 people called in the last hour about this guy who's, I mean, it'd be awesome if we get 100, but we can't. But if we can get 10, that would be something. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to go back and watch some of these comments. I can't do it now because I have to see if I can finish this up, even though I'm tired. I think I gotta go to sleep. Tomorrow, hopefully I can get back on and we can chat. Joanne's just a big fat wheezer. Joanne, they're making fun of you again. You know, we're dealing with it here. Oh my goodness. See YouTube through Senator Josh Hawley. I'd love to. Thank you, Ivy. I feel that motivation that you threw at me. I appreciate that. Scoop. Oh, goodness. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to get going and get some rest. I appreciate all your words of encouragement. Very, very much appreciated. Tomorrow, I hope to get on for a normal show. But more importantly, I think this episode of Discover New Canaan is pretty cool with this interview. And I don't know, like I said, I think that people want to hear, these little face-to-face moments, see these face-to-face moments more than me on screen just walking around talking about stuff. So I'm trying to do more of that. Like on this episode, I asked like 20 people if they'll chat with me. Only one did. 2 people like kind of said stuff as they walked by. But so it's challenging. And I realize as I'm watching it, I'm like, man, that's kind of ballsy. Standing on a street corner, be like, "Hey, you want to talk to me about Discover Connecticut?" Like, what? I'm such a freaking weirdo. But like, that's also why I feel like it's kind of cool, I wish I could do a better job of kind of building up that momentum, being like, guys, I'm in a new place every day, like, join me. So, all right, I love you guys. I can't see my phone. The screen is so small. I will take a look at this later, and I hope you guys have an awesome night. 55 minutes of chatting. I could have just done that on camera. I came in here, thought it was going to be 2 minutes. Gosh almighty. This is all Joanne's fault. Joanne, I'm going to blame you. Okay? Gosh almighty. Guys, it's Joanne's fault. All right, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. I can't even say goodnight to everybody. I don't know who's here. I will check out. Joanne, shush! I will check afterwards, and I do want to say thank you to each and every one of you that is here. If you could leave a comment after, I appreciate it. Hit the like. I'm so tired. I get some rest. I love you guys. Ivy, Bradley, Andrea O'Neill, Escope. Yeah, see, I'm so tired. Can't even think. It's time to get some rest. But I will say goodnight to each and every one of you tomorrow when I can see the screen. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Have an awesome night.